Previously on Doki Doki Literature Club's Purist mod. We have got Yuri coming to our house. Ah yeah, sliding into the DMs. Oh boy, they're definitely keeping this part in, aren't they? Now we continue with Yuri. We're gonna be blazing tonight. I'm kind of into knives. We'd be learning plenty of kinks today, won't we? Ah yeah. Ah yeah. Monica? What? Why? Oh! Oh! This is different!
I'll take care of things so you can focus on what's ahead of you.
Oh! New music as well! Today is the day, people! And hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ryan of Runedom Studios. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Purist mod. Welcome to Story Mode. And that's new. Yuri was not there when I first opened up this game. It was completely blank, and now Yuri is right there on the screen, and I am so happy about it. Oh, it looks like I'm on the right track, guys, and I cannot wait to get through this game. So, without further ado, let us load up the game. 'Cause, finally, the day of the festival has arrived. Let's do this, guys. I take a moment to let it all sink in on the way to school. I was finally involved in something. A real school-like festival. Maybe I can finally do some... Hey, Ryan! Yes, Sayuri is not doing bad things. She's walking to the school with us. Everything's fine. It's all good. Monica helped. Yes, yes, yes. The moment is shattered. I see Sayuri practically bouncing off the pavement with a huge spring in her step. Her smile could lift up half the street. It was relieving to see that Sayuri was indeed doing all right. Oh, it really is. It really is.
Come on, Ryan, where's your enthusiasm? Today's the big day!
Her happiness is infectious. I can't help but crack a smile. Hey, I'm plenty excited. I just don't jump as much as you do. Sayuri simply opts to stick her tongue out in response. She bounds off towards the school, clearly not letting me slow her down. I found myself smiling still, despite technically being left behind. It's always nice to see Sayuri in such a bubbly mood. Oh, it really is. As I trek to school, my mind resumes its wandering. I think back when I joined the club, which feels much longer ago than it actually was. I think about all my fellow club members. Sayuri, Natsuki, Monica. My mind lingers on Yuri. The time we've spent reading together, the moments we've shared. We even worked together for this festival over the weekend. It hits me just how much I had enjoyed spending time with her. She was so quiet, and yet, when she got passionate about something, it was endearing. Plus, she's cute. I chuckle with a goofy grin on my face, feeling a bit silly at my own musings. As I near the school, my head swims with the possibilities of the day and the festival ahead of me. All the new music now is kicking in. The school is already abuzz with activity when I arrive. Other students are scrambling around, frantically trying to set up the standards of their respective clubs. Thankfully, it looks like we had the room to ourselves for the literature club. All the better for showing off the decorations Yuri and I had poured all our hard work into. As soon as I enter the classroom, I am greeted by Sayuri bounding up to me. Her expression contains a curious mix of bubbly excitement and mock annoyance in the way I imagined only Sayuri could conjure. She almost immediately lays into me.
Come on, Ryan, you're the last one here! We've all been waiting for you for ages!
I look past her to see I was indeed the last to arrive. Natsuki glares at me, no doubt judging me. Monica wears her usual smile and gives a little wave. Yuri fidgets with some small decorations, avoiding my gaze. A brief flicker of fear fills me with theories on why she wouldn't possibly want to look at me, but I swiftly assure myself I was just overthinking something stupid. It better be something stupid, goddammit. I return my attention to Sayuri. What, you couldn't start the work without me? I raise an eyebrow.
Honestly, we all got here not too long ago. We just thought it'd be funny to tease you a little bit for being the last one showing up. Where's your festival spirit, Ryan? Come on, come help us.
She dashes back across the classroom so fast she can't hear my retaliatory grumbly. Well, someone has to be the last one to show up anyway, right? I shrug and make my way to where the rest of the girls were standing. We all were gathered around a group of desks pushed together to hold everything we had brought for the festival. Natsuki had baked an impressive amount of cupcakes and their bright designs were clearly tantalizing. She catches me surveying the sweets and shoots me a look that says, "I'll bite your hand off if you bite into one of those." Monica begins the proceedings with a cheerful smile.
Okay, everyone, now that we're all here, we can go over our plans for today. Is everyone ready to show the school why the literature club is worth joining?
We met her call to attention with a resounding "Yeah!" alongside raised fists. Even Yuri, not normally one to raise her voice, had let out a rousing cheer. I too can feel myself catching the festival fever, the excitement of this morning returning in full force. Here I am, a representative of the club I had grown to enjoy, surrounded by people I could call my friends. It's a nice feeling. I have no doubts that the others felt the same, felt something similar given their enthusiasm. Monica claps her hands together to signal the imminent rundown.
Now then, we have a lot to do. First things first, is everyone ready to give their poem performance later today?
I gulp. I had prepared as well as I could, of course, but the thought of it all is still nerve-wracking. The other girls give an affirmative nod, and I soon realise that they are looking at me expectantly. I had gotten a bit lost in worrying about my poem. I find myself unconsciously looking at Yuri for support. I notice a bit of a flustered blush, but this time she holds eye contact with me. If she could overcome her quiet disposition to perform in front of people, I could get over my nerves. I turn to Monica and give a thumbs up. Absolutely.
Excellent. Now then, Yuri, Ryan, I need you two to take care of your decorations. They look wonderful, and I'm sure you two will know how best to arrange them to liven up the room.
Yuri and I give Monica a simultaneous nod of acknowledgement.
Natsuki, you can handle the cupcake station. Sayuri, you can be with me closer to the door. We'll answer any questions people have about the clubs as they come by.
This time, Sayuri and Natsuki nod. With the positions agreed upon, we all break off to our respective duties. Yuri and I gather the decorations on the desks and set about filling the walls with our handiwork. The process reminds me of an assembly line, or Yuri does, rather. With measured, precise movements, she finds the best spots for each decoration. It was clear that she had thought of these arrangements ahead of time. Comparatively, I work at a snail's pace, unsure of what looked best where, unlike Yuri, I lack an eye for this sort of thing. Yuri seems almost in a trance while working. Gone were her normal timid movements, replaced by an impressive assuredness. The work is largely silent. On one hand, I want to talk to Yuri more, but on the other hand, I would hate to break her concentration. I decide to take the risk. Hey, Yuri? The unexpected verbal probing catches the poor girl off guard. She gives a small start and dropped the decoration she was pinning to the wall, like I had broken her out of her hypnosis. I feel bad initially, but she seems to relax a bit when she realises it was just a friendly question and turns to me.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I was just so caught up in my work.
She pauses a bit to pick up the decoration she had dropped.
What is it, Ryan?
I was just wondering how you felt about your poem performance today.
Well, I practiced it a whole lot this weekend. I just hope everybody likes the poem I selected. It might be kind of weird, even outlandish.
I'm sure it'll be great. Anyone who can see the beauty and quality of your poems isn't worth worrying about. I give a genuine smile to assure her further. She reddens a little at the compliment, but returns the smile sheepishly. I decide that this sight alone made it worth taking the risk.
Thank you, Ryan. Really, that means a lot to me. Is your poem preparation going well?
The worry creeps back into a lump in my throat. I sure hope so. I practiced a lot, and I'd like to think I did all I could to prepare, but the doubt never really goes away with this sort of thing, does it?
I suppose not. I'm sure you also do well. You've made a lot of progress since joining the club.
Her warm smile is eminently reassuring.
We'll both just have to put our best foot forward.
Absolutely. We both nod and resume decorating, reinvigorated after the impromptu pep talk. The conversation ultimately wasn't much, but it had me glowing for a good while. Eventually, the room was properly decorated. I like to think I helped a little, but Yuri ended up doing most of it. I mainly held the large things in place for her as she attached them to the walls, held a handful of them so she didn't have to go back and forth, that sort of thing. Regardless, the room looks much livelier with everything pinned up. I feel a sense of pride as I survey the room, noticing how the decorations that Yuri and I had made really pull the room together. Satisfied with our work, we opt to help the other club members with their stations as the students begin to roll in from the festival. The day whirled by. A surprising number of students stopped by curious about the literature club, or at least about Natsuki's charming cupcakes. Ah, yeah, everything's going well. All our hard work seems to be paying off. We're at least getting people coming over. That's good. And I'll say this again, I wish we had these kind of festivals when I was still in school. It's not too late. Let's bring them into England. Come on, people. Let's make petitions. We want school festivals again. I couldn't really blame anyone stopping in for the pastries. They were amazing. Eventually, Monica steps up to the front of the room to call everyone to attention.
Hello everyone, we hope you are enjoying everything the Literature Club has to offer this festival. We will now have our special event, a poetry recital from our very own club members. Isn't that exciting?
I doubt that many of the meandering students were terribly interested in poetry, but they are taken in by Monica's charisma and enthusiastically clap regardless.
Great! Each of our members, including yours truly, have prepared a special poem to recite to you all. Please give them your undivided attention as they perform. Sayuri, if you could start us off, please.
It occurs to me that I was never told the order that we would be presenting our poems. I just hope I wouldn't have to go directly after a stunning poem, until I realised that all of them were likely to be better than mine. Oh well. Thus, the girls performed their poems to the crowd that had gathered in the literature club room. Sayuri's is charming and light-hearted, leaving the audience in adoration. Natsuki is deceptively simple but still well received. And Monica draws the audience with her performance. She definitely stolen the show so far. Which is unfortunately for me, as I am up next. That was going to be tough. That was going to be a tough fact to follow. I take my place to the front of the other club members seated before me. Among the other students who had stayed thus far, and I perform my poem. A couple stumbles here and there, but I think it was solid overall, for my level anyway. I get a modest round of applause to validate my efforts, but the smiles from my friends in the literature club really solidified it. Satisfied, I take my seat as Yuri gets up to take her turn. I give her an encouraging nod as she stands to face the audience. Without much of a delay, she begins her performance. I had seen instances of it before, but it still amazes me how much Yuri changes in moments like these, where she is truly in her element. Gone were the stutters and pauses in her normal speech, replaced by flowing elegance. Her poem is starkly different from the ones previous, being much more somber and enigmatic. I sit enraptured by the contrast and Yuri's spellbinding execution. Yuri finishes her poem. The audience is silent at first, but I could hardly blame them with how stunned I myself feel. I'm the fastest to recover as I stand up and begin clapping. The other club members soon follow suit, and the rest of the audience. Even a standing ovation didn't cut it in my opinion, but it is the least we could offer. My girl did well. My girl did well. Monica motions to me. Sayori and Natsuki join her at the front of the classroom and take a bow. After all the applause dies down, she addresses the attendees.
Thank you all for stopping by to see us. We hope you enjoyed what the Literature Club has to offer, and we hope just as much that you all will consider joining us.
She ends with another bow. Much of the audience takes this as their cue to go check out the other clubs, some grabbing a cupcake on their way out. Our club venture is safely classified as a success. I muse aloud to the girls of the club. You know, I bet none of the other clubs had something as awesome as this.
Would you like to go and confirm that?
Monica's offer surprises me. Huh? But don't you need...
I think we can handle things here. That was our main event, after all, and I doubt we'll have much more traffic this late in the day.
A quick glance at the clock makes me realise how quickly time has flown by. There is indeed not much time left before the end of the festival.
In fact, I bet Yuri would enjoy seeing what else is going on too, don't you think? She deserves it after all that wonderful performance. The rest of us can handle the stragglers and the clean-up.
Monica looks at us all expectantly in response. Yuri and I are both caught wildly off guard and mentally scramble for a response. God damn it, Monica playing wing woman here. Sayuri doesn't skip a beat. She grins mischievously at me.
I think that's a great idea, Monica. You two were working so hard all day with those decorations after all. They can go relax together.
Natsuki, in sharp contrast, rolls her eyes.
It's like it's not any work to bake and bring in these cupcakes, but fine, I guess.
I could almost taste the bitterness she exuded, but I appreciate the blessing nonetheless. I study Monica's expression to see if I can make sense of this proposition, but I find nothing further I could discern from her usual smile. Well, I wasn't going to complain at any rate. Monica claps her hands together. Looking pleased with herself, she turns to me.
It's settled then. You and Yuri can go set off to explore the rest of the festival together while we clean up. I hope you enjoy yourselves.
I feel like my brain ceases to function for a moment. I stand stupefied by this outcome as I try to process what happened. Did Monica really just set me up with Yuri? Did she plan this? I'm snapped out of my thoughts by Yuri, who had come up beside me.
I think it'll be fun. You don't mind accompanying me, do you?
Oh, no, not at all. No, why would I? I can tell my flustered state only amuses Monica further. I am torn between wanting to thank her and wanting to become invisible. Yuri and I make it to the doorway of the classroom before she stops and turns to me. Is she blushing? What's up?
I would hate to lose you in these crowded halls.
Huh? They don't seem that I stop myself and look down and realise that Yuri is stretching out her hand, blushing furiously and avoiding eye contact. God damn. Yuri! We are in a public school! How could you be so lewd? I'm pretty sure I can make out what sounds like Sayori giggling in the background at my ineptitude. Of course, Yuri and I had our close moments before, but this, well, I can't afford to think too long here. I gingerly take her hand. You're right. This way. We won't get separated. We set off together to explore the festivities with a friendly wave from Monica. Yuri and I returned to the club room that is empty, much to our surprise. The festival was over. We had come back expecting to help everyone finish cleaning up, but it looks like the majority of the work has already been finished. Had everyone else gone home already? I catch a sight of a note laying on a nearby desk. I pick it up to find it's from Monica. I look back to Yuri, who seems just as surprised as I am. With a shrug, I read the note out loud. Dear Yuri and Ryan, we hope that you two were able to enjoy your afternoon together. Don't worry about us. We just had things we needed to take care of at home. Sorry to leave on such short notice. P.S. While you're here, if you don't mind taking down your decorations. So, was this just Monica getting us to help clean up in the end anyway?
Well, I don't mind. It's the least we can do after getting to enjoy the festival.
Yeah, fair enough. We do owe them after today. Yuri nods in agreement and immediately sets about removing the decorations. Figures. I love in this music. I love how this mod and the team that made this mod managed to just make original music for this as well. It's great. Yuri nods in agreement and immediately sets about removing the decorations. Figures that she wouldn't want to waste time, but there's more I want to talk to her about. I take my place next to her and assist in taking down the decorations, which is thankfully simpler than putting them up. Hey, Yuri, The rest of the sentence gets caught in my throat. Yuri turns towards me with an inquisitive look on her face. Moments pass as I try to compose myself and articulate exactly what I want to say. My stomach churns from the nerves, but nothing concrete is coming. I find it hard to maintain eye contact.
Ryan?
I had a lot of fun today with you. Yuri smiles, but seems slightly flustered by my compliment.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with you today as well. Thank you for...
Her face takes on a shade of crimson.
For accompanying me.
I can feel the colour of my face mimicking hers. Anytime. That's the best I can do. Come on, there's more I want to say, damn it. Say, Yuri, why do I have to be tripping on my words now? Yuri's gaze is soft but attentive. She waits for me to finish. I think back on earlier today, the chance we got to spend time together. I only now realise its magnitude. The striking, timid Yuri, of all people, she asked me to hold her hand. Sure, it felt like we were set up by the rest of the club, but it still takes immense courage to follow through. I can't imagine how straining that must have been for Yuri to put herself out there like that. I owe her at least that much in return. I take a deep breath. I'd like to spend more time with you. As more than... Yuri takes me by surprise and injects before I can finish.
I would love to, Ryan.
I'm caught speechless to say more, but given her furious blushing, I hazard to guess she's facing the same verbal roadblocks I am. But if she does that mean... Before I realise, I break into a smile, partially out of disbelief. She matches my smile. Ba-thump. My heartbeat is racing. We draw closer, as if on instinct. We say nothing, and yet we fall into each other's embrace. As time stands still, in this moment, everything feels right. Just for a second, the only thing in the world that matters is the two of us. Ba-boom. I don't know how long we held the hug, but that wasn't important. Yeah, boy! We begrudgingly broke from each other's arms and faced the other once more. Another moment of silence. But it doesn't feel awkward. We understand each other. Nothing more needs to be said. It's already evening as I head home. Normally I would be annoyed at walking home so late, but after today, there's no way I can be upset. I run through a checklist on what happened today to reaffirm I'm not dreaming. I helped out at the festival, got to spend a lot of time with Yuri, and in the classroom, we shared something, and it meant a lot to both of us. We had to say our goodbyes before it got too late, but everything about today is still setting in for me. I feel my phone buzz. A text from Yuri.
Thank you for today.
Yep, it really was a great day. Thank you as well. See you tomorrow. Ooh. Oh god, it was at my home. We got to go through all the rooms. Nice. Was that my... Nice. I return home without issue and attempt to sleep. Everything kept replaying in my head. Giddy excitement filling me every time. I don't know how long it took me to finally drift off, but sleep did not come easily. It's the day after the festival. Honestly, I barely remember how or when I fell asleep, but I somehow dragged myself back to school. I think the lesson is chemistry, huh? I could get away with sleeping for just a little bit. Ow! Something hit my head, I think. It takes me a moment to locate the offending object, lying next to the leg of my chair, a crumbled paper. Amazing. I unwrap the note, squinting to make out the scrawl. Meet me outside after class. That's it? Really? While I'm tempted to toss it back in their general direction, something keeps me holding it. I have a feeling it shouldn't be ignored. Technically, I'm missing Literature Club for a dumb note. Then again, after what happened at the festival, I should probably sort through my own feelings before seeing her again. Some 5-10 minutes later, a scruffy-looking upperclassman arrives.
Hey, you actually showed up.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, how many times have people actually listened to notes that randomly hit them on the back of the head?
Well, I was curious. So tell me, why'd you bring me here? The guy puts on a diplomatic smile, like he's trying to make some kind of deal.
There's no easy way for me to say this, but you shouldn't be dating Yuri.
You want to repeat that? I mean, aside from the fact that we aren't even... He raises his hands in an I know gesture.
Look, I'm just saying, it would be in your best interest to not get caught up with her. People saw you at the festival and, well...
He shrugs.
Over Yuri, literally anybody's a better choice. I know this will sound harsh, but there have been, incidents. Yes, incidents.
Incidents?
Look, I'm trying to be helpful. Stay clear, that's all. Stay clear of her, that's all I'll say.
Right. Save. This is where it gets very important. I need to save. You're a coward. Like hell, yeah, I'm not going to say no. This goes, I know there's a bad ending and a good ending for this game. I want to have the good ending for obvious reasons. So, I just can't keep quiet. You're a coward, you know that? He blinks, caught way off guard.
Excuse me?
I stare at him, eye to eye. I don't need you, or even want you to tell me who I can or can't be with. And to think that you tried to do this all behind her back. I don't want any of what you're selling. I sling my bag over my shoulder, leaving him slack-jawed. My mind races. Why would he care about us? What did Yuri ever do? Who the hell does he think he is? I should get going. I'll probably be able to catch some parts of the rest of the Literature Club. Not sure how I'm going to face Yuri after this, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Honey, I'm going to defend Yuri.
I slide open the Literature Club door and walk inside. Natsuki struts in beside me, a bulky magazine folded up under her arm. I should ask her about Yuri. Despite their vitriol, they do seem to have been tolerating each other a little better lately. It wouldn't hurt to ask if Natsuki had heard anything, but it's unlikely for her to know about what happened. Hey, Natsuki, can I talk to you outside for a second? Sayuri and Monica both give me looks of confusion, but I shake my head lightly as I duck outside. They're probably thinking, you what? Why aren't you talking to goddamn Yuri? A few seconds later, Natsuki walks out into the hall as well.
Jeez, what the heck is this about?
Natsuki abruptly stops, seeing the expression on my face.
You look kind of worried. What's wrong?
I don't bother being coy. I tell her everything. Some guy took me aside after last class. He said I should keep away from Yuri for my own sake, actually. What's that even about? How could anyone say that about her? Natsuki chews on her bottom lip, staring at some point on the floor.
I guess you finally heard, Ryan. Rumours about Yuri show up from time to time. Yeah. But you know that's all they are, right? Just rumours.
I don't know anything else about... You don't know anything else about it, then? What are the rumours about, anyway? The guy who mentioned them was pretty vague.
It shouldn't matter what the rumours are, Ryan. Like Like, I've gone to school long enough to know that rumours never end up being true anyway. Why should it be different for you? They're not super widespread rumours anyway. If they were, I guess Monica would probably heard about it and done something by now. Or maybe she already tried and it didn't work, but you get my point, right? Yuri probably wouldn't want you to get involved in those rumours anyway.
Natsuki raises her eyes to look at me.
She really likes you, you know?
I feel myself turning a little pink. Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe...
Okay, everyone, it's time to share poems!
Natsuki huffs, straightening her blazer before walking off to retrieve her poem. I should probably go and get mine as well. I came, I saw, I shared poems. And Yuri wasn't even there.
Hey, Ryan!
I glance over at Sayuri. She has her head bowed, kicking absent-mindedly at the gravel in our path.
I might be being nosy, but what were you talking with Natsuki about?
Oh, so that's it. We never really discussed it, and I thought she'd just forgotten. I never seemed to give her enough credit, I guess.
Ryan?
Well, I think you know about Yuri and I, right? Sayuri nods, looking me over attentively.
Yeah?
Well, it's like... there have been rumours.
Rumours?
I mean, someone told me to stay away from Yuri. Sayuri seems to have the same reaction I did, confused and worried.
That's mean.
I know, but what can I do? He didn't tell me the why of it. Sayuri gives me a tiny nod. I figured Natsuki might know about why she's so insulated, but she beat me around the bush too. But she bet around the bush too. Do you know?
I don't. Sorry, Ryan.
I reach over and prod her cheek, causing her to yelp. Don't worry about it. It's my problem to deal with, okay? Sayuri shakes her head, hefting her backpack.
Ryan?
Yeah?
I need you to understand that I'm here for you. We're here for you.
I know.
But do you? I feel like you're only holding back because you don't trust us.
Sayuri peers at me, her bubbly personality replaced by a serious demeanour. Well, if you have any ideas, I'm welcome to hear them. Sayuri nods, pushing the tips of her fingers together.
Well, why don't you invite her out? Then you could talk about it there.
I was planning to, yeah. She claps her hand together, nodding.
That should work. Just make sure you take her someplace nice.
Nice.
Well, you can't just take her anywhere, you know.
Yeah, I know. Sayuri skips to a stop in front of my house.
You better make a good impression. I'll be waiting.
I give her a small laugh, waving. Keep me honest, okay?
Yeah.
Sayuri doesn't answer back. A bookstore, that should be easy enough, right? Unless you're me, who spent what should have been my sleeping hours searching up the prime location for what might technically be our first date. We're going on a date, guys! Yeah! We are going good! We are doing good in this playthrough! I defended her. I hope it was the right choice.